Hello, and welcome back for another episode of the weekly mentorship series. I'm your host, Dr. Omid Azami. In this week's episode, I wanted to talk about the importance of the morning routine and some of the things that I've been playing around with and experimenting over the past couple of years. I was never much of a morning routine person. In fact, kind of growing up, I was always last minute and rushed and never made the time to try and build a good foundation to start my day from. And the tipping point actually came in second year dental school. And I remember this morning perfectly as I was, we had an 8 a.m. lecture. I woke up at like 7:30. I lived quite close, luckily, to the dental school. And I would ride my bicycle to school. So I, got dressed, went downstairs, made a peanut butter sandwich. And I was eating my sandwich as I was kind of biking to school. And I had to, swerve to avoid a bike, and I dropped my sandwich. And I remember that morning, I was like, never again will I eat my breakfast on the go on the bicycle. And I need to kind of change the way I do things if I want to create a better routine for myself and set myself up for success. So that's where I started a bit of, exploration around the morning routine. And my first sort of introduction to different ideas or concepts came in the book, The Miracle Morning. Really opened my eyes to what people do, successful people do in terms of their morning routine. So over the next couple of years throughout dental school, when I was going through, I would always, listen to different podcasts or watch different YouTube videos, and always these successful people, always the theme that kept repeating itself was morning routine, morning routine, morning routine. And so I started to experiment a little bit and try different things out for myself. And the first thing I would just do was wake up a little bit earlier, make my breakfast, sit down and watch a YouTube video or something to try and, explore a new idea or try to learn something before I actually went to dental school. And from there, it evolved and, new additions or experimentations of things. So a couple of lessons that I've learned from this sort of morning routine. One is it doesn't need to be locked into place, and you don't have to tackle 10 things. I remember when I got really serious about it, I would be okay, I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. I'm going to exercise for 30 minutes. I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And it became too much of a checklist, and it wasn't something that I really particularly enjoyed doing. And with most things, if you don't enjoy doing them, you don't stick with them, and those habits kind of don't form and become routine for you. So that's the next thing I want to talk about is, live a life of experimentation, and different phases of our life will have different needs and necessities. So for example, earlier this year, I started the habit of journaling. And so I challenged myself to a 100-day journaling challenge. So for every day when I woke up, before I, got on my phone, before I made my morning coffee or anything, I would sit down and write down in a journal. And I did that for 100 straight days. And that was amazing because I got to experiment and I got to articulate my thoughts and write down some goals and long-term plans and visions and things for myself. And, after 100 days, I wasn't so hard on myself. I said, you know what, I think I've got enough value out of this activity and let me try something else. So for the past few months now, I've been waking up, and to accommodate the running that I've been doing like a morning mobility routine. So I got a full body stretch and mobility thing that I do. And I do that before, I get on my phone, before I even start making breakfast or anything like that. So my advice, I guess, would be to try this out. If you're not a morning person, try and wake up an hour earlier or half an hour earlier and try and fit in one or two different types of activities, be it reading a book, exercising, some mindfulness through journaling or meditation or whatever it may be. And see what works for you, because not everything is going to be for everyone, and not everyone can do everything. So try it out, see if you enjoy it, see if you don't enjoy it, see how it impacts the rest of your day and if it adds value to what you're doing, and try and just find a good routine for yourself that really works. And the second advice is don't be so rigid in that, because different phases of our life or different periods of our life will have different sort of needs and necessities. And to fulfill that morning routine can really feed into that. So for example, if work is really busy, the morning might be a good time to, take care of your self-admin. Or if you don't have time to exercise because of your work schedule or family, waking up earlier and getting your morning run in or going to the gym before work gives you control over your schedule, gives you control over your day. And that's a great way of having that personal satisfaction. So I think that's a really pretty much it for this week's episode. I just wanted to explore the idea of the morning routine, suggest that you try different things and experiment, even do challenges for yourself, like a 30-day challenge, a 60-day challenge, a 100-day challenge, and really try and anchor these things into existing habits that you already have. So for myself, I definitely wake up and I always have a morning coffee before I go to work. So I tie in activities before, after, or during making my coffee to then make sure I actually do it. So currently what I'm doing is like a push-up challenge. So as my coffee and hot water and stuff is brewing, I'll do some push-ups and I'll just try and do 5 more each week. So, it may not seem like a lot on the short-term basis, but a month later, 2 months later, all of a sudden I've gone from doing, 15, 20 push-ups to now 30 push-ups, 35 push-ups, 40 push-ups. And it's stuff like this that kind of adds a bit of spice to your life and keeps you fresh and keeps you motivated. So try it out. Whatever, it could be as easy as like a cold shower instead of a hot shower, or reading a chapter of a book in the morning, or exercising, or even calling a friend or sending out some emails to family members. Whatever it may be, try a new activity and see how long you can stick with it and see if it has a positive impact on your day. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you have any suggestions for me to try a new thing in my morning routine, definitely reach out and let me know. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Newbie Dentist Podcast. Please be sure to subscribe and head over to iTunes and give the show a 5-star rating. For all show notes and to access all previous episodes, head over to www.newbiedentist.com. Have a great day.